Welcome back to Ghosts of Dufferin County and Beyond. Today in the studio I have with me Amber Price, psychic medium, soul coach, and speaker. And we are talking all about Amber's practice and of course the Sapphire Association and the Spiritual Excellence Halo Awards. More on that, Amber. If someone wanted to be a part of the Sapphire Association, what do they need to do to become a part of that?
So they can visit the website, thesapphire.association.com, and there is, of course, lots of information about what the benefits are and how to become a member.
Okay.
You can become a member and benefit from some of the ideas and the support systems that are in place, or you can simply just follow the social media if you're just somebody who likes to look in and have some, little tidbits of information that might help their practice along.
Great. What is the social media for the Sapphire Association?
So the Sapphire Association, I believe it's just the Facebook and the Instagram, and it is just the Sapphire Association.
Okay, that's perfect. Now, you have a new 2020 date for the Spiritual Excellence Halo Awards. Is that right?
That's right.
What date is that?
Saturday, October 3rd.
Okay.
And it will be in Niagara Falls, Ontario. And I'm very excited about it because we have so much coming together and all of the pieces working. We're going to do, I believe, another dinner gala. I was torn between how I'm going to do it, lunch or dinner. Okay. And I think we're going to do another dinner gala with our speakers.
Okay. Are you able to share any of those speakers with us?
Absolutely.
Great.
This is great. So we have Liz Throp, psychic.
I had Liz on the show
That's
here.
right.
Yeah,
yes,
great.
you did.
Yeah.
And so she's going to come and speak about what it's like to be raising psychic kids.
Perfect topic for her.
It is. It's absolutely perfect because, of course, her Psychic Kids United, right?
Yes, that's right.
So she will be speaking about, how do I help and facilitate the abilities and the growth spiritually for children or grandchildren, or, what was it like as a child growing up, and maybe some of those tips she can share with us.
Yeah.
And then we have Mary Beth Haynes. So she's an animal communicator.
Wonderful. I've had two on this show. Well, one twice on this show, animal communicator.
Oh, really?
Yes, fabulous folks.
Isn't it fascinating?
Yeah.
It is. And I had a personal experience, of course, with Liz and Mary Beth, but Mary Beth is very intuitive into the animal souls, and it's so fascinating to see. So she's going to, of course, lots of people love their pets like as their own children.
That's right.
And so they will, she'll be able to provide some insight into how to connect, and maybe, if animals can't speak. So if you are connecting with your animal on the soul level, you're able to better meet their needs.
That's right.
Yeah, or communicate if they've passed. Right?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
And then we have Sherry Dillard.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a New York Times bestseller. She is actually the book I read.
Oh,
that is it. That she was the woman who
look at full circle for you there, right?
That's
amazing.
Amazing. And so the book I read was You Are a Medium. And then, of course, she has a new book out, and it's called There Isn't a Dead Person I Haven't Met That I Don't Like, or something.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm trying to think of exactly what it was
Yeah.
called, but it's a new book just released. And so so she's going to come and talk all about those things.
Amazing.
And her practice and how she can help the viewer, like the attendees, learn more about connecting within.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That sounds so exciting.
Yes.
So now this will still be an awards show, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically what guests could expect is you're going to come in and you're going to be able to have like more of a semi-formal type evening experience with the dinner. And during the dinner, in between the servings, we will have a speaker, and for a total of 3 speakers.
Sure, yeah.
They're short, maybe 10 to 15 minutes in length, just
Okay.
enough to give you some information that you can take home with you.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning in the reception, I wanted to mention too, because that was exciting. Last year we had Brad Battle, a country, Niagara Country Award winner.
Amazing musician and singer, incredible.
Very, very talented. This year we have a new person coming.
Great.
And I will also, so I'm just going to say, all of the information is on my website, so you can find out more about their bios and their links and all of that stuff.
Great, wonderful.
And so she'll be performing. Now, she just did the Niagara Falls New Year's Eve with Bryan Adams and Walk the Earth and all of that stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that's exciting. And then also we have door prizes. So people can, bid and get door prizes.
Amazing.
We had, oh my gosh, so many, like 100?
Yes, it was so many.
Yeah, people will not leave disappointed, right?
That's right. It was a great part of the evening.
Yeah, and then we have Jay Lane. So medium Jay Lane, she's from Sudbury.
Right.
And she's going to be doing the gallery readings that evening.
Super.
Yeah, so she will do live readings for everybody who's in attendance, of course, where she's led spiritually. And then we finish off the evening, of course, with the awards presentation.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I know that, a lot of our shows here on Ghost of Dufferin County are helpful for folks who are new to this practice or work, or are just interested as a sort of special interest item for them. But I know that we also have at home a lot of spiritual practitioners. So what is the nomination process? How does that work so that our viewers at home, if they're interested in somehow becoming involved or perhaps receiving a nomination, how do they do that?
Yes, so all of the information will be on my website, amber-price.com.
Okay.
They can, I believe it's June 1st, I'm opening up the nominations.
Okay.
So you can go right to the website and click nominate now, and you can put in the name of the practitioner and their email or social media information, their website, so I can validate that they exist and all of that kind of information, right?
Yeah.
Because of course we want to make sure that whoever's being nominated is actually meeting the criteria for each of the 10 categories.
Great. I love that there's quality control there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, it might not even match, or they might have done it by accident or what have you. So.
Yeah.
So there's 10 categories, and so each of the 10 categories has their criteria, and then you can submit as many people as you want, or every practitioner could be into different categories.
Okay, super.
And then, so that's open for 60 days. And then at the end of the 60 days, it's tallied up and kept secret, and then we announce late July when the who the top 5 are, or the top, the top 5.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember if I did top 3 or top 5, but it's top 5.
I think it was top 5.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
Right.
And then out of that, then of course at the award ceremony, then the person would be announced as to who was the winner.
Super.
And so what I did last year was a trophy for the top amount of nominations, and then certificates for the top 5.
Yeah, it was there were such great touches. It was such a lovely night. If you get a chance in 2020 to head out to the Spiritual Excellence Halo Awards down Niagara Country, get out there. You won't regret it. Now, Amber, can you give us maybe a little bit, maybe some sneak peeks in terms of what you might have coming up later in 2020, beyond, your mind is always sort of going, you're always inspired and you're really making connections. Any sneak peeks that you can share with us?
So I have some more interesting things coming for the Halo. So I have some secrets, because every year I want to make it some, a little bit more interesting and unique. So my worry was people would come and be like, okay, this was the same format as last year. So I have some secrets. So that I'm working on. And then I'm also actually joining Jay Lane, and I'm touring around Ontario with the Holistic Healing Fair.
Okay.
So we have offered some dates around Ontario that we would offer workshops and then a gallery style reading at different locations.
Okay,
and so
super.
That's coming up.
Where can someone learn more about that?
So that you can go onto the holistichealingfair.com or jaylane.com or amber-price.com, and all of those websites would have where you can find the links, and of course all of the tickets are available on Eventbrite.
Okay.
So that's interesting, and that's coming. And then I have joined forces with Spiritual Niagara to sponsor their Women of Wisdom event.
Okay.
And so because the Sapphire Association is really empowering women, and the Spiritual Niagara is doing a Women of Wisdom event, it was a perfect connection. So we're doing that, and we have some other little secrets up our sleeves. So we would be working on some other events throughout the year, and potentially partnering with some more, training for people who are looking to come into this industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that leads me to sort of my next question then. You're really, you're a lovely presence in this community in Ontario and in Canada, well regarded. If you know, you've spent about 10 years working your way into the space that you're in, right? And a lot of us have done that over many years as well. And, you know, it's not something that happens immediately, mostly because we continue to birth ourselves and we become more and more authentic versions of ourselves and become more rooted and grounded in terms of our vision and what we want to offer. But if you were to, you know, sit down with someone who is just sort of carving their way, you know, and I work a lot with folks who are just carving their way. And of course, they're learning and all of those things. And, you know, it's lovely to sit with professionals alike, you know, and I think we probably do that a little less than we sit with sort of newer folks.
Right.
But if you were sitting with the newer folks sort of coming into this work, what sort of wisdom or advice might you have for them?
I love this question because we really do keep creating the most authentic version of ourselves. And so you're always learning who I was and who maybe you were 5 minutes ago has even changed, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's the main thing is when I am speaking to people who are just starting to learn, because I do offer workshops for people who are knowing they're experiencing something different and how do I navigate that? And that's actually really where the workshops and the education came from, was because they had those questions.
That's right.
So I always tell them, you have to know who you are. You can be mentored, you can learn, you can have people like myself and yourself guide somebody. But you really have to know who you are so you know what your symbols and how you connect and how you receive your information, because everybody could be different. I could say to them, you know, a black crow means this, but it only means that to me.
That's right.
It might not mean that to you.
That's right.
So my biggest piece of information and advice I give to newcomers is learn yourself, trust yourself, and don't be afraid to be who you are, because that's another scary piece for people. I don't know if you found that, but they're terrified to take this leap and be, you know, I'm enlightened, or it's scary for some people to admit to their family and friends that this has happened.
Yeah, for
them.
sure. I mean, even at the last year's Halo Awards, I mean, a large part of my speech was talking about just that. It's talking about how we have, you know, cellular memory, whether it's in our own DNA from our family line or beyond, because we're all connected as souls, that we remember, you know, those who were persecuted and outcast and shunned for being a little bit different, for being sensitive, and how that really plays into our ability to either take flight or it can be a huge hindrance because the fear is so massive.
Yes.
And so absolutely, I mean, that's a part of this process. And what I found is that it's actually especially true in mediumship in particular.
Yes.
Because we have so many other sort of implications. For example, you know, mediumship is a practice that can just be absolutely 100% inaccurate and wrong.
Yes.
And so, you know, it doesn't give us a lot of space. If you aren't honed in your craft and you're not great at it, you can be quite fearful in terms of sharing it. So I think it's so important that folks that are new have that support to say, listen, we need to find out who you are, find out how this works for you, and, you know, we'll help you do that along the way. So you know, I think that I speak for everyone there, you know, and I receive this from students all the time, but, you know, sharing from our part of the sort of country here, we just want to give thanks for your presence here and for your support of the community.
Thank you.
So thanks for being here, Amber, and we'll let you go and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you.